A woman fought for months to free her father from a controversial ICE detention facility known as Alligator Alcatraz. But his release comes as the facility is expected to shut down over the summer, with the fate of the remaining detainees still unclear. CNN's Carolina Peguero reports.
I can't even say that I'm happy and not cry.
A relentless legal battle.
Papi's home, and we got him some cafecito.
And a daughter doing everything in her power to get her father released from Florida's migrant detention center known as Alligator Alcatraz.
I've worked so hard over the last 6 months for this. And everyone told me that it was impossible to give up, that I wasn't going to get it done. And my dad is sitting right next to me.
Her father, a Cuban national, Justo Betancourt, is one of thousands of migrants who have been held at what was billed with much fanfare as a temporary facility. Under conditions, Justo says, are inhumane, with shared cells with barely any space and little to no access to food and medicine.
El primer momento que tú llegas, eres un animal que le ponen un número.
My dad's health was not the best before he went into Alligator Alcatraz. But my dad, the condition that they released him in, I learned today that my dad had a mini stroke while he was detained.
Wearing an ankle monitor, Justo recalls being moved through several immigration centers. At one point, U.S. authorities sent him to Mexico, but officials there refused to take him due to his poor health. He was then sent back to the Florida center. Arianne recalls the day he was detained.
He showed up to his routine immigration check-in. I was sitting in the car, and we were waiting, and hours were going by, and we couldn't see him anymore. He wasn't outside. And a woman showed up screaming that her husband had called her on his Apple Watch and told her that they detained him and the other 15 guys that were in line with him.
ICE tells CNN Justo entered the U.S. illegally and has past criminal history for possession and selling illicit substances, though he says he served time for those charges. For now, he's back with his family. Justo was released after his attorney filed several petitions for habeas corpus.
We argued that the government still did not have a plan for his deportation, and the government responded to say that Mr. Betancourt would be sent to Mexico, but ignored the fact that his removal had been attempted to Mexico in the past and had been denied. And so that, combined with the length of his deportation, demonstrated that the government really doesn't have a plan and didn't have a plan for his deportation.
And as the center is set to close, the big question is, what happens to the hundreds of detainees that activists say are still being held in the Florida center?
Very likely that most, if not all, are going to end up at other detention centers, unfortunately.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' office did not directly respond to the questions about the fate of the detainees after the detention camp closes, instead referred us to comments the governor made earlier this month, defending the facility.
Being able to fill that void where at the time the federal government did not have the resources to do it, no question that saved lives, no question it's increased public safety, and no question it's the right thing to do.
For now, Arianne and her dad are making up for lost time.
Tu papá lo más grande que te puedo decir es que vivo orgulloso de ti. Siempre lo he estado desde el día que naciste.
I love you, Papi.
And on Sunday, what appears to be a congratulatory message from Justo Betancourt's family was posted on the president's Truth Social account, reading, "Welcome home to Justo Betancourt, whose daughter, Arianne, fought very hard to free her father from Alligator Alcatraz. Enjoy your freedom together." Now, we're sharing this because the post is fairly unusual, as it comes after the Trump administration recently deported thousands of Cuban migrants to Mexico, part of its sweeping immigration agenda.